So, this channel is all about documenting the process that I'm going through, right? I mean, I'm not an expert at any of this stuff, and I don't claim to be. I just am someone who's learning and spending time delving into how I can be more productive and maintain consistency and be a better entrepreneur. And so, this video is one of those dives into an area that I'm still not an expert in, but it is something that I'm learning. You might have noticed I haven't posted for about 5 or 6 days on this channel or even brand new stuff over on the main channel, Quackalope, and that is largely due to me shutting down for a bit, sleeping for about 15 hours on Christmas, and trying to give myself time to relax, take a break, decompress, swing into a mild bit of depression, and then pull myself back out. And this happens for a variety of reasons. It's a normal cycle for me, and I think for a lot of people from time to time, to become stressed or overwhelmed or exhausted or just sort of pause for a moment, right? Hit that big red button and just need to recharge. But the issue is, historically for me, these moments have lasted longer than I'd like them to, and they also frustrate me. I like being productive. I like maintaining and pushing through and continuing. And so having these big breaks, having even a few days of a break, even a single day of a break, not only frustrates me because I want to continue working, but also runs the risk of turning into something that is harder to deal with. Becoming a perpetuated cycle where I didn't get enough done today, and so I don't want to do work tomorrow, and so I stay up too late, sleep too much, and continue that process. Part of the thing that I've been learning over the last few years is how to continue, how to get started, how when you're in a rut or when you're doing your best to push through, how can you do that? And these are going to be 5 of the tricks that I've come up for myself that allows me to engage and restart and continue working for the things that I love. Not that I'm pushing through for the sake of pushing through. No, I mean, this conversation is all about how you continue pursuing and doing exactly what it is you want to do. Because, let's be honest, when I'm in a rut, sitting on the couch, watching too much TV, too many YouTube channels, sleeping for a little bit too long, I might need to do that from time to time, just to detox from the workload, but I don't want to. It's not what I love doing. And the mild depression and potential spiral that happens from that experience is not that I don't want to be doing this. It's that I didn't get a chance to do this. And so my momentum is staggered. My productivity is offline, and I really, really desperately want to get it back up and running. And so, 5 tricks to get started when you don't feel like you can. To start with, remove distractions. This is something I am bad at. I mean, it took me 3 days to do this time, and sometimes it takes longer, sometimes it's a little bit more efficient. But what do I mean by this? What is it that you're using as an excuse to keep from being productive? For instance, for me, I kept going from my computer with YouTube on it, to my phone, to Facebook, back to my computer. I mean, social media is both a blessing and a bane to our existence, and man, does it pull you in. I found a series of Minecraft videos that probably took about 8 hours one day, just watching and streaming and not being able to pull away from them. They were too easy. It was an excuse. It was something for me to utilize at the moment to keep myself from doing the other things. Because the stuff I was avoiding was a bunch of small tasks that I had to get done, but I really didn't want to. Emails and messages and catching up on a few pieces of editing that just aren't any fun, and a lot of those little organizational tasks that for me I really don't enjoy but need to be done so that I can operate this larger thing. Uh, and so removing distractions, changing your environment, putting yourself in a position where the option, the easiest option, is to get that work done. Whether that means you are making it so you can't watch Netflix unless you're at the gym walking on a treadmill, or you go ahead and turn your phone off and set it down to the side for a while, you take a break from being connected to technology at all just so that when you reconnect, you can start with a fresh screen. If you've already started down that spiral of distraction, the odds of you pulling yourself out of it are a little bit lower. Change your music. For me, music plays an important role in not only how psychologically I'm operating, but also how proficient and efficient I am. It provides oftentimes just enough distraction or tuning to allow me to get work done, or it potentially provides a immense amount of distraction that justifies me not getting to work. So for me, and I don't know if this will work for you, but for me, I've found that Pogo, this is an artist on YouTube, he also has CDs and stuff out. Pogo's music most closely and accurately matches the synapses in my brain. It triggers something, allows me to not be distracted while still keeping my mind from creating excuses and justifying saying that things aren't fun. So I turned on Pogo and I sat down and wrote emails. And Pogo was there making the experience enjoyable, giving that part of my brain that wanted an excuse the opportunity to find one. Oh, I'm just listening to music, I'm just having fun. It was distracted. While the part of me that understood how important and focused I needed to be to get this project done and out of the way did so. So, change your music and find music that matches up with your own internal rhythms and dialogue. Allow yourself to find something that distracts that irritating part of your brain. Exercise. I know, it's the word no one wants to hear, but the reality of it is, exercise not only is good for your body and your soul, but it gets blood moving. It gets blood flowing through your brain and can refocus something that is so offline. For me, it is the idea of going hiking, or I turned on VR and played a little bit of not Beat Saber, Pistol Whip for a time period. Anything, I even mopped downstairs, which we'll get into next, but anything to engage and get your blood working through your body. This will allow you to not only feel energized and exhaust that hyperactivity part of you that is looking for something else to do, that can't sit still for a moment, but it also is just a good way to think and process and allow your body to feel more productive than maybe it has for a time period. I find that when I slip into a mode where I'm creating excuses and can't figure out exactly how to get started, oftentimes it is due to me sitting and watching and spending way too much time not being productive to start with. So a little bit of exercise, a nice long walk, a little bit of heart racing activity, even lifting it. I mean, if you really like exercise, you can go the extreme with it. If you're like me and don't do it as much as you should, find something that you enjoy, that gets you moving, that separates you from your distractions, that allows you to focus and enjoy and invest in being physically productive for a while. Clean your space. I had to do this 3 times over the last few days in order to create an environment where I felt like I could create. I mopped downstairs, I picked up all the trash in my room, and then I did it one more time and reorganized and did laundry and folded stuff. You see, the space you're in not only is a distraction for yourself, having a space that is cluttered and full of mess and garbage makes it so that your brain is always processing and trying to kickstart, and instead it's seeing a pile of things it doesn't want to deal with. I don't want to do laundry, I don't want to pick up the trash, I'd love to film, but I have stuff behind me, but if I pick up that stuff, it's going to have to go where the other stuff is. Clean your space. If you find that you're having a really hard time getting started, the simplest thing that you can do is take one block at a time of your own space, your desk, then your floor, then your bed, and just organize it. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be immaculate all the time. I certainly am not. But what I am saying is, if you find that you're struggling, one way that you can kickstart yourself into being productive is to take a couple hours and pick up. That time that you invest will not only be good for you because physical activity, it'll remove distractions from the environment you're in. You can listen to music while you do it, and when you're done, you'll not only feel productive and accomplished because the space looks nicer, but your brain won't be cluttered. It won't have all of these elements in your environment that are creating excuses for you to not get started in the first place. And then finally, read a book. I started this one here, which is going to be the first book that we have in the book club, but this really is a good way to separate and remove some elements of distractions from yourself. Now, if you love books and you'll sit for the next 16 hours reading them, maybe books themselves are a bit of a distraction, but for me, separating from the digital space, taking a moment to read and get my mind operating in a different way, always benefits me. And so if you are a book lover, maybe there's other things that you can do. You could sit down and you could write for a period of time. You could play a game. You could do anything that removes you from the thing that's distracting you and gives your brain a different way to interact with the world, to think and process and experience. For me, reading a book is that solution. It separates me from my phone. It slows me down a little bit. And it allows me to process and think and engage and feel productive at the same time. It is a little task that I enjoy that kickstarts that element of me that just wants to get stuff done. So, Jab, 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 Right Hook. This is going to be the first book that we have in our book club. Link down below if you'd like to pick up one for yourself. We will start covering it this week. And then finally, forgive yourself and get started. I find that when I'm creating excuses, when I'm justifying and avoiding actually getting the work done that I need to get done, the excuse itself starts to become an excuse. Well, you didn't work yesterday, you're bad at this, you should do more, you should work harder. And all of that is true, but none of it justifies not starting now, right? Not getting what you want and need and feel pressured to do done immediately. Instead, though, the blame, the self-doubt, the accusations that you're labeling on yourself start becoming the thing that you use to justify not being productive and not getting the next step done. So, forgive yourself and get started. It's okay that you didn't do stuff yesterday. You needed the break. It's okay that you slept 15 hours. Clearly, you needed to. It's okay that dogs are barking in the background of your video. It is just sort of part of the process. So, one more time. Remove distractions. Try to clean the environment you're in. Listen to music that allows you to engage with the work that you're working on without distracting you too much. Exercise to get your blood flowing and let you feel like you're physically getting something done. Clean your space. It removes distractions. It gives you something productive to do. And when you're done cleaning your space, you'll be ready to engage or get started. And then read a book or separate yourself from those elements that are really drawing you in. For me, it's social media, and so a book is a physical separation from that experience. It also allows my brain to process things in a slightly different way. And then finally, forgive yourself and get started. It's what I'm learning to do. It's what I've done, but this won't be the last time. It's not the first, it won't be the last. These are lessons that I need to know and remind myself and continue to engage with. If you've watched to this point, leave a comment down below letting me know what are some of the tricks that you use in order to get started. Maybe next time I'll try them out myself. Glad to have you here. Remember to share this video if you think other people could benefit from this channel. Oh, and pick up a copy of this. Get excited. We're going to start reading into it here soon. And I'll see you next time.